Hi there, welcome back to Channel Chat Season 2. I'm your host, Amity Shedd, and today we're so excited to be in Elsberry, Missouri, hanging out with Channel Seedsman Matt Jones, his daughter Morgan, and their friend Megan Wollgast. Morgan and Megan actually go to high school together, and they're both in FFA and members of the agronomy team, where they've both been very successful with different projects and contests. Last summer, Megan actually spent a lot of time with Seedsman Matt, doing an internship, scouting fields for him, and then this summer, his daughter Morgan is going to be doing a very similar internship at Hawk Point, Missouri, with Channel Seedsman Kyle Allen. All three are very involved and excited about agriculture, so let's meet our guests, starting with Matt.
Hi, I'm Matt Jones, Channel Seedsman from Elsberry here in Missouri, and we've been with Channel for 6 years.
I'm Morgan Jones. I go to EHS, and I'm a sophomore, and I'm 16 years old.
Welcome.
I'm Megan Wollgast. I'm 18. I'm a senior at Elsberry High School, and I interned here last summer, and I plan to do so again.
You interned for
Matt Jones.
Yes.
And you two are friends?
Yeah.
You go to the same school? Awesome. Well, welcome. We'll start off with a little bit of background of when did you, Matt, join into Channel Seed, and how long have you been with them, and kind of what do you do with them?
So we had the opportunity presented to us to become a seedsman 6 years ago. We had met the district manager through actually at an FFA contest. I was helping judge ag sales contest. He'd come to me and asked if I was interested, and I thought, well, sure, we'll give it a try. And 6 years later, we're at where we're at today, and it's been a really good ride. We've seen the company grow, and we've seen our individual company grow, and it's been a really good experience with the brand as a whole. The channel has afforded us the ability to be able to grow our business and move in the right directions, and gives us the technical help on the backside that we need in order to number one, help our clients, and number two, grow our business.
Great. And do you girls want to talk about your involvement in whatever activities you do at school, whether it's a FFA or I think you say agronomy club? Is that what I heard?
Agronomy contest.
Agronomy contest, yeah. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, agronomy goes through FFA, so basically they put on these contests it's like a contest season towards the end of the year where we go to different schools and you compete. There's all different types of teams, but we've both done agronomy. I'm doing it this year, and she did it last year. And
Our team, we got first at state last year. I got second high individual, and we went to nationals. We got fourth at nationals.
That's amazing.
And we had to identify plants and seeds. We had to do practicums on like fertilizer analysis and things we had to do with fields. We had to judge hay and vegetables and machinery, and pretty much everything under the sun we did with agronomy.
That's great.
But this year I'm on entomology, and we got second at districts, but we're looking to win first at state. That's what we're going for.
That's awesome. And what are you working on?
yeah, I'm working on agronomy at the moment. We just had districts and we won first there, and we're hoping to get first at state to move on to nationals like them last year.
I think they can do it though, because they're beating all the other teams by like 200, 300 points. They're doing good.
So what was it like for you girls? Are you both from the area, born and raised here?
Yeah.
So what was it like for you guys growing up with, I'm assuming, an ag background, especially you, with your dad and everything? Yeah. So how did that influence your decision to get into that kind of stuff at school?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like having him be a part of, channel and stuff, it's like, well, I kind of want to know more. Maybe I should do agronomy. I could learn some. It might open a new door for me in the future.
Mm-hmm. Mine was a little different. None of my parents really do a lot of farming necessarily. My dad's a machinist, and my mom, she stays at home with my siblings. But my grandparents, they own a lot of farms, and we own a lot of acres. We grow wheat, soybeans, corn. And so because I've lived out here my whole life, but I went to a private school in Troy, so they didn't offer FFA or any programs like that. So when I got to Elsberry High School and they had FFA, and my grandpa, he was really encouraging me, like, hey, you should get into this because no one else in our family is going to be able to take over the farm. So so I got into it. And agronomy, I started out doing speaking contests because I was like, well, that's the only thing I really know how to do. I don't know anything about farming. And so then my ag advisor, he told me, he's like, hey, you should do agronomy. I was like, what's that? I don't even know what that means. He's like, oh, it's just plants. I was like, okay, cool. And I did that. And then after I did agronomy, I realized it's not just plants, it's so much things. And through that, I was offered the opportunity to intern with Matt over the summer, which it was really fun. I enjoyed it a lot, and I learned a lot with it, a lot about plants I never knew before. And my grandpa asked me questions to this day about, hey, I saw this on the corn. What is that? Can you tell me what that is? So I'm like, hey, I actually know what that is. So
I still have to ask her questions. They know more about agronomy than I do. So.
Can you talk a little bit about her internship and how she helped you out?
Yeah, so I had talked with the local FFA advisor, Mr. Vandervoort, and we kind of hatched this plan, and really neither of us had followed through with it. And he called one day and he said, hey, if you're still interested in that, Megan, I think would be a great candidate for that position. And I said, sure, send her on down. After talking with her for 10 minutes, I said, yeah, this is going to work out great. I'll be the first to admit that I'm probably not the best as far as delegating responsibilities or showing people how to do things. And especially at the time when she came, we're in the middle of seed season, and she gets here, and I just don't have the time. So I kind of let her sink or swim on her own, and she was doing a backstroke around everything. I mean, she was really took into the position. I'm older, and so the computer side of it's a little tough for me at times. She handled that brilliantly, and it was awesome to watch, and really helped me out a lot in that end. And basically what we had, because she already had the agronomy background from being on the agronomy team, it was a real good fit to go out and start scouting fields. And so we had that back into our field checkup series, and then also in that formulating back into climate. She was able to enter that information on the computer. We'd kind of discuss it a little bit when she got back, and then I was shooting the emails to our customers saying, "Hey, here's what we saw in your field. You need, you might have a problem, or things look good." It was really eye-opening and really fun. I had fun. It took a lot of pressure off of me. I wasn't out walking fields near as much as I had in the past, but I think it gave Megan the opportunity to really see. You can learn a lot out of a book, but being in the field and seeing the different things that happen from time to time is really a lot more experience. And so if it can give her a better idea of what she wants to do down the road, that's great, and it helps me out at the same time. So it's been a really good situation. So the other channel dealer on the other side of the county had called, and he said, "Hey, how did it go with Megan?" I said, "Man, it was great. It was beautiful." And he said, "Well, I think I'm going to do the same thing this year." Going back 2 months later, he said, "I cannot find anybody to fill this position." So he said, "Would Morgan want to go to work for me?" And so after a couple of discussions, we said, "Yeah." So instead of working for Dad, she's going to go to work for the other channel dealer on the other side of the county, which is great. I think that'll give her a different view, and maybe she can steal some secrets and bring them back to me. She's going to tell me how I'm doing it wrong at the end of the day. But and looking forward, looking down the road, I think this is something we'll continue to do, so long as they have valid students that want to come out and really want to possibly look at the agronomy career from the team. It's a good opportunity for them, and I think. I think it's a good situation. I was an FFA, and FFA gave me a lot of the groundwork for who I am today and how I am. And I feel like it's a great program that we have here locally. We're blessed with two great ag teachers, and I'm involved with the school. I'm on the school board and different things. So we see that program flourish and blossom underneath their control. And I'm just, I don't know, we're still yet to see what's in store, but if it goes as good as this, it's going to be great.
That's awesome. How are you feeling about it, Morgan?
The internship, I'm stoked about it. I'm glad to see something new, because it's always the same. When you're in a small town, it's kind of hard to get out, but if you get these chances to go out and experience these different things, I feel like it's just a new way to learn something new or open a new door for your future, and go to college for this maybe someday, or get a job opportunity.
what do you love about, or what is interesting about ag to you? Why are you don't have to do it. You don't have to be so involved in it. Why are you? What is so intriguing about it?
I think what's intriguing about it is that it's open to everything. Like certain fields, they're limited to different aspects. Like I don't know, like if you're a machinist, you're limited to like parts, things like that. If you're a cook, I mean, all you do is cook usually for the most part. But with ag, you can do anything under the sun. You can go into like a field in chemistry. You could focus more on biology, looking at plants. So you can go into veterinary science, do more animals. You can even be like a mechanic, work on ag equipment. So I think it's interesting because no matter what you enjoy as a person, there's an opportunity in ag that you can find.
And I feel like too that it's almost like a family, like in the community that's more agricultural based. It's like everyone understands, and especially in FFA, it feels like you're in like a big family. It feels like you're part of something that's like you're welcome into something.
That's true too. Even going off what you said, because I've gone all over the country and just on various trips and things, and I met people out there, and I talked to them, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I've been in FFA, and they're like, oh, you've been in FFA, I've been in FFA too, and then we'd kindle a connection based on that, based off agriculture things, and I don't know, like you said, it's a big family. You can find people everywhere under the sun.
What about you, Matt? What do you love about it? And how does it make you feel? This is a two-parter question.
Oh, yeah.
How does it make you feel?
Well, that was a great
seeing
answer.
their excitement. Right.
Perfect answer from both of y'all. And so me as my parents, neither of my parents farmed, but my grandparents did, or my grandfather did. And that was just a draw to me. I just always wanted to be in the agriculture field. It's just an enjoyable set of people. You know, you're dealing with a lot of the same people, but you're meeting new people at every juncture, and it's been. I've been into other industries, construction, and into the insurance side, and somehow or another I keep coming back to agriculture, and it's just a smaller town atmosphere and an enjoyable thing. Her mother and I are very against pushing her in any one shape or direction, and we want her to find her own way and enjoy and love what she does. And same for you, Megan, even though you're not my daughter, but it is, if you enjoy your job, you'll never work a day. And so to see her kind of start to ease into it, and I kind of wanted her to go into FFA because I believe that FFA creates a lot more of a opportunity for a kid to grow over and above sports. I think sports are good, but FFA really, the speaking ability and the ability to talk to new people and be put in uncomfortable positions and how to handle those, which is everybody's going to need those down the road. So I think that, and so when she wanted to go into FFA, I thought that was great. And then she wanted to go on the agronomy team. I thought, okay, this is going in a great direction, and couldn't be more proud of her for what she's done on the agronomy team. And not by much coaching of my way, 'cause like I said, she probably already knows more than me. It's which is fun to see. We walked out the back door last week and just started walking through the field, and she's naming the different weeds that we're seeing, and that was just enjoyable to see that watch. And I've always told them they can be a part of this as much or as little as they want to, but the fact that she's kind of not chosen but is enjoying it as she goes along the way has meant a lot to me.
That's awesome. How do you think that comes into play with them being in the field with you learning from him? What part did Channel Seed play in that besides the internship?
It's awesome to see, a young person take and run with what you're handing them, and it really wasn't Channel's idea. It was just kind of let's see what happens. Throw something at the wall and see if it sticks. And it really has, and I think we'd be doing it regardless what we were doing. We're in a small community. There's not a whole lot of job opportunities, so anything that I can do to give back into the community, and along with an internship, but I'm gaining off of it too. Don't let me kid you that it's all volunteer work on my end. I'm gaining, but giving a kid an opportunity. I mean, I wish I washed cars when I was growing up and mowed lawns, so I wish I'd had an opportunity like this to actually be involved in a day-to-day business of an agriculture business. So.
And that kind of leads into my next question of what you three have learned from each other, whether it's you learning from your dad or you learning from Megan on the internship. What are you guys learning from each other throughout this process?
I'm definitely learning in agronomy from them last year especially. We're following in their footsteps. They kind of laid the path for us with nationals. They were the first team, and then him, of course, I learn everything every day. He comes home, he talks about his day or whatever, and I just hear all these things about how, like, all these opportunities that are happening out in the agricultural world.
And well, with me, just being here as an intern, I learned a lot because I had learned a lot in agronomy, but I mean, it was just on paper in books, and like you said earlier, you don't really learn a lot more until you actually get out in the fields and experience yourself. And there was many times that he brought an agronomist up, or I'd just go out with him on runs, especially towards the beginning when I was kind of learning how to do what I needed to do. And he'd go out there and be like, okay, this is compaction, or this is gray leaf spot. And I'm like, oh, I recognize that, but now that I see it in person, it makes a lot more sense. And then a lot of things I also learned, I applied to my contest now. I'm on entomology, which is insects. And a lot of damage that I saw in fields, I'd be like, well, I know this is insect damage, but I don't know exactly what insect damage. And now that I'm doing entomology and we have disorders where they have damage and we have to identify, I'm like, oh, I've seen that before. I know what that is. And now I know what insect it is. And at the same time, with all the technical things with agronomy, a lot of people, they go to work and they come back like, oh, yes, work's done. Can't wait for the weekend, everything. With him, I never had that impression at all. He comes in every day, he's always happy, and I love coming into work. Like, you can ask anybody that I know, they'll be like, oh yeah, Megan loves work, because he'd always make it fun for me. I had a great time, and I'm excited to come back this summer too, because I never felt like it's work. It's fun. I like it. It's enjoyable.
That's great. Well, and thinking about that, what I've learned from both of them, in today's society, you hear about the younger generation and not willing to work and not willing to, they just want to come show up and get a paycheck. And Megan was way outside of that. She came to work and put forth her full effort every day. And it was amazing to watch. I really, truly enjoyed the fact that she came to work and put in the effort. She just wasn't here just to stand around and say, hey, I had an internship. She wanted to be deep involved with it. If there were times when I was busy and didn't have a task at hand for her, she'd go find a task. She'd go look something up on the computer and say, hey, this is what I found on this. What do you think? And we'd start to interact, and that caused me to interact back and forth. And so it kind of restored my faith in the younger generation that they've got the ability and the drive to go out there and work hard for things, because it's once again not necessarily work, but if you're enjoying doing it and you're having fun, you don't have to come to work every day, and it was enlightening, to say the least. This one we'll find out. No, she's and what she's taught me is that not to pigeonhole. Just because her dad's a seedsman and it doesn't mean she has to go that route. If she wants to, she can. It's not an opportunity, but I think it's allowed her to make some, especially being an FFA, to take kind of some of those risks that maybe she was nervous about doing before. Now, there were several times in years past where I'd say, hey, do you want to do this? No, I don't want to do that, because it was outside of our comfort zone. She really has no comfort zone anymore. It's pretty much, let's do it.
You go all the way.
No, she's very enthusiastic, and I think she helps get her team hyped up, so to say, because she's always like, yes, we did so good, first place, yes, and the whole team is like, yes. And so
we'll be going to a contest, and everyone will be on the bus or whatever. We'll be sitting. It's early in the morning. We leave here at 5 to go to someplace an hour and a half away, and we get there, and I look at my girls on my team, and I'm like, who is ready to go win this thing? And we're just going. We get pumped and we get ready and we get excited.
And that's good, because sometimes contests can be discouraging, especially if we know there's going to be difficult competition there. And because I talked about what I learned from Matt, but definitely from Morgan. Like, she's enthusiastic, and she even, like, I'm not even on the same team as her, but I'll hear her like laughing and stuff. I'm like, man, let's go. We're gonna win this too. Everyone's gonna win
Yeah,
this. So.
I'm pumped now. So where do you guys, what are you thinking for your future? I know, Morgan, you're still a sophomore in high school, but you're probably thinking ahead a little bit, and you're a senior. So what are you guys thinking? Are you going to stick to ag, or what are your plans?
Well, I'm going to Truman State University in the fall, and
I went to Truman.
Oh, you
Nice
did?
choice.
Nice, that's awesome. So I'm going in for chemistry, and I might move over into exercise science and like the health aspect of it, like nutritional science. But I'm not sure if that's exactly where I want to go. But I know something to do with chemistry, so I could easily do that, or I could go into agriculture because I've considered that too. So definitely chemistry, but
And they're related.
Yes.
They have a connection. Yeah.
yes. So chemistry is a start, but from there I'll figure that out in college, I guess.
We'll see. That's what it's for.
Yeah, I've been all over the place with what I want to do, and there's definitely not something set. But I think that getting exposed to agronomy in this internship, it allows me to see if I like that. And so far I have, so it's definitely a consideration for me in my future.
Right. I guess this summer you'll probably have a better idea
Yeah,
after you do
definitely.
your internship. Yeah.
Well, we always told her, if you don't go down a road, you don't know whether you want to go down that road or not. So you kind of got to head down a road, and
can change your
if that
mind.
likes it, I've got a degree in agriculture mechanization. So here I am on the agronomy side and insurance side. So it's not, you don't have to have a degree in what you're going to do. I've been through several different fields, so.
Yeah. And what do you see for your future? We can't leave you out of this. Future of ag, future of your business, future as a seedsman.
If her brother don't want to take this over, there's going to be I got about 20 years of selling seed and about another 30 years of selling crop insurance, and then I'm just going to farm for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So I figure if I farm till I'm 85, then I'll be all right. So.
Yeah.
But no, we're just. We're at the size now where we like and we want to maintain, and we want to do the right job of servicing the customer base we have at this point in time. Getting much bigger is probably not the necessarily the thing that I want to do. I want to do the best at my job that I can, rather than being bigger and not taking care of the guys that I take care of. So we're pretty. High on customer service around here, so it's that's the key to our business, I think.
Okay, I have one last question for each of you. What is your favorite part of your job, Matt, and your agriculture work thus far? What's been the best moment? What's your favorite part? Whoever wants to start.
It's gonna be tough for me. There's 25 years worth of or 30 years worth of.
With me, I don't know.
Be winning state.
I mean, that was really fun for us. Even doing well at nationals. Like, there's so many memories that are really, like, I love them. I love different things, but I think, as a whole, my favorite isn't necessarily a specific memory, but it's just like the atmosphere. Just being outside, not sitting at a desk all the time. Just kind of doing what I love, and I don't know, just the atmosphere. I think that's my favorite part of it.
Yeah.
But
Definitely the same thing. I love the atmosphere that I'm around in FFA and agronomy and all this. But I think if I had to choose a memory, I think it would definitely be when I found out I got first high individual on agronomy at districts. It was like all of my hard work had done something, and you can see the results after you do this and you work hard and you put in this time and effort, that you can learn something new. And like towards the beginning of the season, we would look at something and we'd be like, what is that? Now it's like, oh, it's this, it's that. I know what this is. I know what it is. And to see my growth is so amazing just for myself.
Wow. You have to top that.
Hell, that's what I'm most proud of right there. That's, granted, the kids and everything else. And, I spend a lot of time away from these guys during seed season and crop insurance season and everything else. And I don't know, my best moment. There's been over 30 years. I've had a lot of moments. FFA contests when I was younger, and going to nationals and competing and I don't know. I've just been fortunate, is all I can say. I really have. I've had a great life. It's been a great ride. I enjoy what I do every day, and I hope it shows in my in how my customers react to me, and every day's fun. I don't. It would be really hard for me to single out one top thing. There's good days and there's bad days, like everything, but my good days far outweigh my bad days. So.
Well, their excitement and your enthusiasm is very contagious.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. We hope.
Yes.
We hope.
Well, that's all I have for you guys. Thanks so much for joining us on this episode, and we'll see you next time. What a fun conversation we had today with Matt, Morgan, and Megan. Morgan and Megan blew us away with their enthusiasm and excitement for agriculture, and we can't wait to see what the future holds for the two friends. Now, grain marketing consultant Matt Bennett continues his conversation on bin management when it comes to your farming operation.
This is Matt Bennett, the grain marketing consultant with Channel Seed, and coming to you in the second part of our series discussing bin management and how we can make the most of our bins. We have talked previously a little bit about, the last several years there's been a lot of storage built here in the U.S. From that era, from about 2007 to maybe 2013 or 14, we certainly saw U.S. producers generate some wealth. We had commodity prices that we weren't accustomed to, and certainly we're able to see producers' net farm income go up substantially. And so, we invested a lot in equipment and a lot of different things, but one thing that we certainly saw happen is storage went up all over the place. And so a lot of producers, as I talked about in the previous episode, wanted to build bins for speed of harvest. And I certainly understand that. The elevator might close at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock at night, and you want to, if you've got enough help, and typically we all have a little bit more help in the evening time frame, be able to run just a little bit longer, especially if you got a rain on the way. And so that's the reason a lot of folks built bins partially. But at the same time, I think sometimes we miss the point. Growing up in an elevator family, I can tell you that the way that we made money typically as I got older and was able to really understand the business wasn't necessarily on storage rates by any means or drying income. The way we made money is whenever we had carry in the market, we would sell carry, and then we would end up waiting on basis to come around. And even when we didn't have carry in the market as an elevator, you can't retain ownership of that corn, so you have to transfer it to paper. So we would end up transferring it to paper and still waiting on the basis to come around. Now, whenever you're looking, at basis, for instance, or if you're looking at carry in the market, if the market up front is higher than prices on down the road, you got an inverted carry in the market. Essentially, the market's saying we need the corn right now, and so you might think, well, shoot, I don't know if I want to put it in the bin, but it's actually still a pretty good idea to put it in the bin because the bottom line, if corn is short, then on down the road, people might be paying overs for corn, whereas maybe you're not necessarily used to seeing someone pay over, or if you're used to $1 under in parts of the corn belt, maybe you're going to see 50 under. And so there's no question that whether you're looking at an inverted market or a normal healthy carry in the market, there's still opportunities. Now, one of the main things we like looking at is what does it look like whenever you're trying to take advantage of carry in the market. And so, if you can see a 30-cent carry, for instance, out to the July, then bottom line is you can sell that July. Maybe December corn is $3.80 at the time, but you can sell July corn at $4.10. What's most likely to happen is that the basis is going to improve the closer you get to July. Now, that doesn't mean you have to sell your corn in July, but the bottom line is this: we're going to try to sell our corn whenever the market's asking us to sell our corn. So we're going to try to wrap this all up and put this all together here in the third and final episode that I'm going to put together whenever it comes to bin management. Again, this is Matt Bennett, a grain marketing consultant with Channel Seedsman.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe to this podcast to hear more from Season 2 of Channel Chat. Learn more at channelpodcasting.com.